Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to Solving the Friendemic with your hosts, Sabrina,
Kristen,
and Holly.
This week we're going to get into board game nights, and the perfect board game night is that filled with libations, laughter, and what else, Kristen?
a charcuterie.
That's right, a really good charcuterie board. And Kristen suggested that we all share which charcuterie cheese are we.
Wait, before you go, I am genuinely laughing, and what's so funny about this is our second take, and I'm still laughing at Kristen's joke.
There's something always good about a coochie joke, you know? It'll always be ripe.
There you go. That's right.
See, what had happened was I was just checking on the recording. We're going, I'd say like about 45 minutes into to our recording, and it stopped. And I was like, oh my God, why did it stop at 35 minutes? And I went to look, and a little pop-up box came up. Now, in retrospect, 2020, hindsight is best. It was asking me if I wanted to save before closing, and I thought it was saying something else. And I was like, no, I just want to see what this is. And then it all went away, like my dreams and hopes of leaving at 8 p.m. tonight.
I didn't do it this time.
That's right, Kristen.
But it's the curse of Freddy Fish.
She's coming to haunt us.
She's haunting us here in transatlantic America, and we're just doing the best we can. So with that, folks, let's get back to our regular scheduled programming. Which charcuterie are you, Kristen?
I would be Havarti. And since this is my second take, I can probably refine myself a little bit more. Just like the quality of Havarti.
Oh my God.
I think I would be Havarti because, one, it's soft, but it's not too hard. Yeah. Also, it's not just like your general cheddar white American. It's a little bit more of a sophisticated cheese. It's not hard, like smelly like Swiss.
Just got a full
It was
spit take.
SeaWorld.
It was SeaWorld.
Shamu.
When I was a little girl, I lived in Florida, home of SeaWorld. You know it. You have strong feelings about it. And my mom took me to see Shamu, and the whole time when we were walking across the park, because it was a long walk to Shamu, we just chanted, Shamu's kicking it. And then we went to go see Shamu, and we were like, Shamu's kicking it, and he splashed us. So I think Shamu knew all along in his soul that we were coming. Now, if I could have saved him, I would have, but I was 9.
Hey, that's magical, though, to get splashed by Shamu, like the original Shamu. That's great.
Maybe, or, they could have lied and
Yeah,
said it
that's
wasn't
true.
Shamu.
Yeah, that's true.
Could have been a stunt double.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Holly. What kind of cheese would you be?
We're already laughing. I can't do this if we're already laughing. I am Brie. If I had to pick a cheese, although I'm discovering that I'm lactose intolerant, so I guess I should say a plant-based cheese, which I use on my bagels. But that sounds so sad in retrospect. But, it's okay. But no, I'd say Brie, because Brie is so tasty, and it's not only hard, but creamy. And shut up, Kristen. Don't say it. It's just wheezing.
I don't have it in me to make the sexual cheese noises a second time.
No, okay. But no, it's so good though. You can bring it to parties. It's a very versatile cheese. You can warm it up in the microwave or in the oven, I guess is probably better. Probably not the microwave. I've never warmed up Brie.
Air fryer Brie is really good.
You've done that for us. That actually was really good. Wait, I have had it. Yes, it was super tasty. But no, you can warm it up. You can just keep it regular. You can do it in little chunks. You can cut it and dip in it. I mean, it's great. It's spreadable. It's wonderful. It can be at parties or just by yourself. You can have some time at home with some Brie, or you can, take it to a party and be like the life of the party, except for lactose intolerant people.
Just like Brie.
That's right. So that's me.
I had to dance because it started getting like a commercial and I loved it.
Take it to your house. Take it to a party. Yeah.
I would be goat cheese with chives. Why, you might ask? As I discovered in the first take, it's just got a really good spice to it. It's fun. It's adventurous. You think you're going to go with a boring, basic cheese, but she's not just soft. She's got some bite to her, and she's going to teach you some things. She's going to elevate you. I'm your wife cheese. I'm the cheese you want to walk down the aisle. I'm the cheese you want to take home and be like, Mom, this is the one I'm marrying. I'm that cheese.
You're the whole damn meal, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That was the whole damn meal.
I'm a whole damn meal.
Yep.
I'm the big cheese in these parts.
Spoilers for Netflix's The Ultimatum coming up if you haven't seen it yet.
Have you guys seen Ultimatum? Big Cheese Kobe!
Bro.
That's a great name for a narcissist.
I can't believe they made a child.
I know.
That's like the one thing they shouldn't have made.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. You should definitely watch it though. It was a great time. Anyway, but yes, great cheeses. So we decided we would do a board game episode where we wanted to play some board games, have some adult drinks, enjoy our time, talk about when we played games with other people and gotten close to other people, because games kind of give you a centerpiece to talk about. You don't necessarily have to make conversation the whole night if you have some board games. So the first game we played before it was deleted.
Record again.
Yes, record again. And every other podcast I've ever listened to has had this problem. So this is normal. It happens. Dear Lord, that was the game we played. And the slogan is, be sneaky, act strange, buck the norm. Amazing. Dear Lord. So the way that it's played is that you get, do you mind, Sabrina, if I do this?
Oh God, Holly, you want to explain my board game
Do you
on
wanna
our
explain-
podcast?
You
No,
wanna
I don't
explain
care
your game. It's your game. You won. You got like 8 cards over everybody.
I want you to give a play-by-play of how awesome I was. That's what I want.
You're
But
like,
you have to do it in a fun voice.
you're like, I can't do it myself because then I'll just sound weird. So someone else has to do it.
yeah.
I can't do a weird voice though. Kristen can make the turkey noises if she wants to, but oh God.
I'm not only limited to turkey noises, just so you know. I've got goats. I've got dolphins. I've got Elmo. Yeah.
Do it. Say psych right now.
Say psych
right now.
No, I can impart like.
A dolphin.
No, you've never heard say psych right now? That means like you're lying.
Oh.
I didn't know what that meant either.
That's my Gen Z.
Oh, that's just I'm glad to learn this.
Oh, is mommy scaring you, Gabby?
Yeah,
Gabby's
we're
terrified.
recording at Kristen's house tonight, and so Gabby, her beautiful, amazing, perfect dog, who's so lovely, is now jumping around because her owner is making dolphin noises.
She's concerned. She's kind of like my Rory to my Lorelai. Like she,
Call 911. My
she's
mumsy.
like, Mom, what's wrong? You need to grow up a little.
Oh my God, can we talk? That's what we need is a Gilmore Girls podcast. I love Gilmore Girls, but what the fuck, Lorelai? That'd be
There is a
episode
Gilmore
1.
Girls podcast. It's called Gilmore Guys by Demi and Kevin. Kevin is from Good Christian Fun that I've talked about before.
Oh.
Gilmore Guys, they listen to all of it. They even had like actors and actresses on the show come in too. It's great. I've never watched Gilmore Girls, so
I'm watching it for the first time.
Yeah.
Holly, you should watch it.
I've watched it 12 times.
Okay, so we played Dear Lord, and what you have to do is you pull 5 cards, and there are things that are dupes, and there are duels on there. And so you have to duel someone every round. If you don't have a duel, you can't play. And what you have to do is throughout every round, you have to dupe someone or try to keep duping people so that you can earn more and more cards. So Sabrina killed it, duping people.
I think she also just crushed it because she knows the deck.
I haven't played it since college. It's been 4 years since the last time I played.
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory, that's right. Yep. It was fun though. I mean, so I liked the duel function of it. There was one point where me and Sabrina had to yell ah to see who could hold ah the longest. That was the only card I won. With that diaphragm, acapella energy. I was in an acapella group in college.
I clapped the fastest.
You did. That was another duel.
Yes, and my gang sign.
Yep, the gang sign. Where you made what you thought was a heart, but looked like the bird sign from Napoleon Dynamite to me. And then you kept hitting yourself in the forehead.
Fucking weird.
Did you win any duels, Sabrina?
Yes, because I got a reward that said I could choose the next winner. So even though you actually won the duel, I just gave up a second later and said, I'm the winner now.
Yes, that's true. I had to balance a card on my nose. We both did, Sabrina and I.
So I got 1 dual card by proxy and then 7 dupe cards that I won.
What were some of your dupe cards?
I successfully bragged about something expensive I lied. I don't know. I'm trying to remember them all. I did all justifiable things to win at any means possible.
I tried to act like I hurt myself, but it went terrible.
That's right. And
I
then
lost that one.
Vouched for you.
Yes, you were like, no, I understand. You heard something on the floor, right? And I did not read it at all in the moment and gave myself away.
She just thought I was a dumbass. She was like, no, Sabrina, I was lying. And I was like, I fucking know. And I just looked at her. I even winked at her. And I know I can't wink well, but it came across as a wink. And I was like, what the actual hell is this? But don't worry, if you're feeling let down because you wanted to hear us play a game, we will play another game. I think we're going to play the voting game. But that was my favorite board game night, is when all of our spouses came, and Cassidy and Patrick and you guys and me and Chris were there, and it was Halloween 2 years ago, and it was the most fun game night I've ever had because we played Jackbox and we played card games and Sushi Go, which I had never played before. It was just so much fun.
All right, so I'm going to say this on the podcast, so it has to happen. First of all, shout out to Harrison again for letting us use his equipment, because, again, our equipment is having problems, which into our 6th episode, I just think is now a running gag.
We're not good with technology, but that's okay because we're pretty.
That's because we have great friends. So shout out to Harrison. We are going to do a board game night with Harrison and Tori. And all 3 of us with our partners. I think that'd be so fun. That'd be awesome.
Jorge.
And Jorge.
You can't forget
Yes.
Jorge.
No, I will not forget Jorge. No.
I can't wait to see them again.
They're wonderful.
Yes,
They are
so
a wonderful
They
nice.
are wonderful, like genuinely wonderful. So that'll be really fun. Like that brings me actually to our topic about, in our podcast, we're talking about ways to solve this friendemic that has, first of all, because adult relationships have been hard, but then after the pandemic have become even harder to reach out and make friends. This is where we coined the term friendemic. Board games are a great way to do that. So we could make some new friends. They're friends with us, but like you guys don't know Harrison and Tori and Jorge very much. So like we could, have more fun with them, and you guys could make some new friends that way.
Yes. I love to just expand and like pyramid scheme friendships.
Pyramid scheme. You making a multi-level marketing scheme?
Yes. Friendship style.
I think something that's nice about games is that, yes, most of the time tabletop games or board games, whether you're playing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign or you're playing, what is that game called? I see it in my head. You know the one with the numbers?
Uno?
No, but that's a good guess. It's very similar.
Skippo?
Yes.
Skippo.
Okay, whether you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, doing a whole campaign, or you're playing Skippo or Haunted House on the Hill, whatever the hell, the nice thing is you don't have to be limited anymore by meeting up in person. I think that's something the pandemic showed us, is like we would have the Jackbox party nights, or even D&D campaigns can be online now, which if you're local to the North Carolina area and you got a campaign going, let your girl know a tiefling druid is ready to go. But I have been thinking about going virtual because there's just not as much going on in the public anymore. And something that I've done, not just for friendship, but for networking, is I've joined Clubhouse, which I did get Kristen get on there. I don't think you've gone on there, Holly.
No, not yet, but I will soon.
It's just really cool because you can talk to people from all over the world who have shared interests with you, because you join certain rooms, and one room can be talking about all kinds of science stuff, and the next room can be talking about video games, and the next room can be an anime watch party, and the next room could be a software developer hangout, which I somehow stumbled upon, and now I'm friends with these people.
Aww.
So it's like interesting how you can make friends that you've never met before. But of course, might I once again encourage safety?
Yes.
I'm a big proponent for online friends. I don't think there's an issue with having friends who are online. If you are under the age of 18, please talk to your parents about it. I'm not advocating for anybody to get kidnapped. Not that all online people are kidnappers. It's just something that's important. But if you are over 18 and you're being safe, I think it's a really great avenue for meeting other people, whether it's Clubhouse or Tumblr or wherever.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, over the lockdowns, Philip and I were part of probably like 3 or 4 different RPG sessions. Like we've started playing so much that it's like a part of our week. Right now, he is at Harrison and Tori's house playing an RPG that Philip runs. So, which was originally going to be at our house, but got switched over because of the joys of home maintenance, as we talked about last week. So yeah, I mean, it's a great way to meet people, and online makes it even easier to play with people far away, to invite people that you wouldn't necessarily play with in person. now you can because they Zoom or things like that. Yeah, awesome ways to play. And Jackbox is awesome. I played so much Jackbox over lockdown. And then we played it in person at your Halloween party too. I mean, it's a great thing to play. I haven't played the newer ones that have come out this year, but it's super fun.
Yeah, and I think playing those games online, it takes a lot of the pressure off of you, because if you're just trying something new, going into a different kind of group. For instance, when I first came to college, I played board games for sure, but did I play board games? No, it wasn't as full part of like who I am. Whereas now I'm a lot more comfortable about being in these kind of groups, whereas my younger self might have felt a little bit nervous about being, because one, I hate failing. I'm also not a gracious loser.
Oh no.
I'm very competitive. And so, I just, one, don't want to unleash the Hulk.
Yeah.
And also, too, it's just a lot of the vernacular that goes around certain gaming groups can be a little bit intimidating as well. But with being online and finding a group of friends that you can do this in a very casual way is a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
In college, and this was inspired by Fayetteville State University, so I don't want to like claim credit for it, but I was inspired by their mage group. So I started the Manga Anime Gaming Entertainment Club at Salem College. And unfortunately, I didn't start it until my senior year, which I regret. I wish I would have started it like my sophomore year, so I would have had more time to build relationships. But that was probably one of my favorite things that I did in college, because that's how I met other people that liked the nerdy shit that I liked. And we would do Dungeons and Dragons. We would do board games. And I remember we used to have you guys ever played Town of Salem?
No.
Oh, it is so ridiculous. We're totally playing it. I'm not even going to try to describe it. At some point, we're going to play it, whether it's for the podcast or not. It's really fun and it's really dumb.
Awesome. Sounds
But
great.
yeah, we would do stuff like that. And it was nice to meet other people that I may not have met if I hadn't started that club, because a lot of people would just stay in their dorms they'd go out, but they wouldn't talk about it because they felt uncomfortable because they didn't know if other people would like those things. So it was really cool to go into a space that you already know, oh, this is a place that I can talk about this stuff because these people are here for the same things, or they're here for other nerdy shit and they're going to understand. It made way for a space to be able to talk about stuff. Even if someone didn't 100% know what you were talking about, they shared a similar enthusiasm for something in the same accord.
Right.
So all of that to say is gaming can be a pathway to shared conversation. And even if it's a game you haven't played before, you can share a lot of laughs and memories and inside jokes, and that just further cements that bond.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, some of the best times I ever had in college were, I lived in a residential dorm. Shout out to Mary Fausters at UNCG. And we had a great time playing games like, we played the Game of Things, which at the time had not been branded into a box game, but now you can actually buy the Game of Things where you have to fill in the blank and you guess who filled in what answer. Very simple. And then everybody could come up with questions, just playing things like Never Have I Ever, Truth or Dare, Circle of Death, all those fun games that like you just do when you're bored. So fun. Such a great time. Like when you know each other and live with each other and have classes with each other, eventually like you run out of things to talk about. And so having games was so fun to just do something different, be silly. It was awesome.
So true. I remember, shout out to my Babcock baddies at Salem College in the basement. It was the same thing. I think that kind of camaraderie really strengthens, especially because it's like you say, like, how many things can you actually talk about in a day? Whereas when you use things like TV or movies or funny YouTube videos or games, it gives you that common language. And so we encourage you that if you have a game that you really like or a game you're curious about, that you get together a group of people that you want to know a little bit better and see what happens. Do you guys ever get nervous about mixing friend groups?
Yes.
When you have a game night? Something I have to think about, like when I have my Christmas ornament exchange. Well, Holly, you've been to an ornament exchange. Those were a lot of different. Yeah, you have. You went to my last one.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I didn't go to the year before.
No, but you've been to one.
I just shook my head like, no.
You're like, I've never been to one. I was like, you and Jennifer came.
I'm sorry. Yes, we did. Yes. Shout out to Jennifer. Hey, listener of the podcast. Amazing friend.
All I was going to say is there's a lot of different genres of people, because I have my family, my husband's family, and then very different friend groups. Like I have work friends, church friends, friends. It's just interesting. But I think it actually gels really well. I mean, I'm biased, right? But I get scared when introducing a new friend to someone else because what if they don't share that same type of humor and then I'm the one with the egg in my face? So how do you guys feel about that?
So I feel like organizing friend groups and putting them together is a lot like wedding seating charts. You do have to take into account people's demeanors, personalities, senses of humor, whether they'll get along politically, or if they don't get along politically, are there certain topics that they can meet halfway on? Are they cordial enough, diplomatic enough to be able to be seated together? You know, there's a lot of things that go into that. But I feel like it's okay to have different groups. You know, for myself, I am very much a social chameleon. Not that I differ so greatly from friend group to friend group. It's not like I'm on the streets drinking from a paper bag, you know, like, and throwing darts with one group, and then the other one I'm like doing Build-A-Bear. I'm very much a similar person. It's just, you know, because I just get along with almost anyone, I just do have a very vast group of people that I'm with. But yeah, I do feel like, though, if you have certain standards and certain qualities that you look in friends, it's a lot easier to combine groups because you tend to have a lot more similarities than differences.
Oh, yeah. I'd agree.
I would say, like, you know, my friend groups are kind of like nutmeg, cinnamon, cardamom. You know, I can put them all in an apple pie and it's fine. Yeah.
They're all going to work.
That's a good analogy.
It is good. I know for me, like thinking about putting all of my friends together and stuff, it reminds me of like Philip and I, we've been together now 7 years, which is awesome to think about. Makes me really happy. But his friends and my friends are now blended, which is so exciting. And I love that like we have friends and people in our life that are comfortable enough together that it becomes like a fun friend group. Now, of course, we still have our own friends that we hang out with apart from each other, healthy, you know, friendships and things like that, and give each other space and whatever. But like, I know he went on a big Istanbul trip years ago when he was in undergrad, and this was like a class that was all about going to Istanbul and learning about the culture, and then you go for a week over spring break. And so like they became very close. And so there were a few friends from that group that are now like assimilated into our communal friend group. And one of them I have stolen, and I love him. Brett. And so he was a part of that group. So he was Philip's original friend. And then I ended up becoming closer and closer and closer to him, to a part to where we both were close. Sabrina's mouth is just like gaping open.
I had no idea.
Yeah, he was Philip's friend.
I've seen your interactions with Brett, and I would have never guessed that because you guys seem so close. I would have never thought that that's how you got into that friendship. No. Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, he and a few other friends, Nathan, and then Jess, all were in this one group together, and now we're like a communal group of friends. Of course, though, again, like if Philip wants to just hang out with Brett, I'm not like, give me back Brett, he is mine.
Although, give me back Brett, he is mine.
Kristen will say it. But like Brett ended up standing on my side for the wedding, just because number one, I love Brett and I would have him anywhere, but you know, just for balancing reasons and like adding a few more people, we wanted to do that. And I was like, Brett, will you be on my side instead? And so he came to both the bachelor and the bachelorette party, which is also funny. So he's the only one that went to both. Anyway, but you know, it's just fun when you find people that, like, if you love someone a lot or you're friends with someone a lot, then you know that their friends and their morals that they hold are going to leak into their friends. And so it should be like a giant spider web if you really think about it. It's nice.
Or like an MLM.
Or an MLM, that's right. Or triangles. A pyramid scheme, yeah.
But, you know, when you love something, right, you want to share it.
Yeah.
So the people that I love in my life, I want to share. Mm-hmm. And I want to share them with the other people that I love. So eventually, you know, I'm United Methodist, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But one thing that I love about specifically like United Methodist theology is like the wagon wheel theology, right? So God is at the center. And we as God's servants are all wagon wheel spokes. And so the closer you get to God, in order to do that, you have to get closer to other people. That's the only way to get closer to God.
Damn.
And so building a community, building foundations with others and loving people is specifically the greatest way that you can experience God. And so that's one thing that I really love. And I took, when I became United Methodist, I actually grew up more Mennonite. And
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I was shocked.
I did know this one too, Mennonite. Yeah, because it's close to Moravian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked for a Moravian church for a while, so I remember us talking about this.
What?
Yeah, I was
Salem's Moravian.
Yeah. We I worked in their nursery for a while, the one on in close to campus, UNCG campus. I loved it. It was a great place. They're amazing. What? Sabrina's third time in a row now. Her mouth has been like, what?
Really?
See, games can teach you a lot about people, even the people you thought you knew.
Yeah. And so a lot of the Mennonite theology about community is very similar to United Methodist theology. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. But you want to be closer to other people. You want to share people that you love.
I want to know, what is Holly?
Oh, I'm Presbyterian. I grew up Presbyterian.
You're what?
Yeah, I'm Frozen Chosen. Hell yeah. I'm just kidding. It just means that we're the scared ones that don't always know what to do, so we kind of just stick to ourselves.
Oh my God. That's
Presbyterian. Yeah.
Your childhood, though. That makes sense.
Yeah, right? Oh, yeah, completely. All the way. I was a youth group kid. Yeah. There it is.
You guys know what I am.
Yes?
I'm not Catholic anymore, but yeah, I was raised
Yes.
Roman Catholic. The distinction is Roman Catholic.
Roman Catholic. Yeah. That's a
I
lot.
was raised Roman Catholic, and then I decided, please don't cancel me.
Also, please don't cancel me for saying Frozen Chosen.
I personally had some internal monologues that led me to decide to not identify as Roman Catholic any longer. Then I went to a Quaker youth group for a long time that really helped shape some of my belief systems. So the way that I've landed is non-denominational Christian, or non-dom, as I like to say.
Non-dom.
But yes, Holly, you looked ready.
I am totally ready. So we have the voting game that we're not going to play with the rules. So we're just going to all grab and take a few questions out of here. And normally the way you play, I think, Kristen, you want to explain this one?
So normally in this game, everyone is assigned a number. And so when you read said question, you're supposed to vote. And so everyone with their cards, they also have everyone else's numbers. And so you would vote accordingly. So say, who here do we think, if they identified as cheese, would most identify as Havarti? And everyone in the room believed that it was Kristen because Havarti.
Were you listening?
But because we're plebes and we just want to have fun and get to know each other and also have you guys get to know us, we're just going to be reading the question cards and voting amongst ourselves.
I have an idea, though.
We're not doing shots.
What? No, I want to be able to drive home. I'd like to be able to drive home. I think when we read the question, we should all close our eyes and then point to the person.
Oh, that's
fun.
fun.
And then count to 3 and then open our eyes and see where we're pointing.
That's great.
So can we vote for ourselves, or we can't vote for ourselves?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that idea, because then it's like you can't...
little bit more anonymity. And
This is my favorite card. I'm so glad I got it.
Let me read the questions.
You want to pick 3? Each of us?
Okay. Just 3?
I mean, you could pick more. I was just going to start with 3.
I'm just going to let it be random.
Okay.
All right. Kristen, are you starting us?
Yes. Okay. Who believes money can buy happiness? We're going to close our eyes and we're going to point our fingers. 1, 2, 3.
Wow. I pointed to myself, Kristen pointed to Sabrina, and Sabrina pointed to Sabrina.
What can I say? I'm a capitalistic kitty cat.
That's so funny. That's great.
Wait, don't I get that card?
Oh,
She's like, please. I want it.
I'm winning in my heart.
All right, I have a funny one. This is my favorite card. I got this last time, and I love it so much. Who pees in the pool every time?
Okay, close your eyes.
1, 2, 3.
Holly and I voted for Kristen, and Kristen voted for Holly.
But I do not. I do not, because in middle school, our pool had ink that would detect.
That's right. You talked about this last time we played this.
I thought that's why we were voting for her.
Yeah, I think that was right.
Yeah, so my middle school in Russia had a pool that had a chemical when you peed. It would color it. And so you knew who the little pissgrant was.
Pissgrant? Did you just come up with that?
Well, I'm sorry, you can't say it like that. You gotta be like, who knew who the miscreant was?
We all knew who the pissgrant was.
I had
Little
beautiful
pissy
ink in
pants.
pool, and I would never piss in pool. Okay, you think I, Kristen, would piss in pool when such ink exists and it would expose such a miscreant? You plebeian.
But
You
yes.
dumb plebeians.
I did come up with pissgrant though.
That is hilarious. That's so funny.
But yeah, it terrified me so
Yeah.
much so that I never peed in the pool.
I mean, so I will still give you the card, but I have peed in pools. I don't pee all the time in pools, but I have done it.
Pissing's an American right, and you can't tell me different.
I'm a white American.
Okay. I
Keep
got
saying.
the pisses and pools.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, I'm excited for this one.
Oh boy.
Who has the least amount of respect for authority? All right, everyone, close your eyes. 3, 2, 1. We all pointed at me.
All pointed at Sabrina.
I'm curious, why do you guys feel? Why do you feel that way?
I feel
guys?
like this is supposed to be a compliment, so I'm gonna say that first. I feel like you are unafraid to say what needs to be said. That's good. That's a good thing.
You subscribe to the YOLO life.
what?
What does that mean?
YOLO.
Oh, you said yellow.
Yellow.
No, I said yellow.
What's the yellow light?
Am I saying yellow or yellow? Yellow.
YOLO.
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 Mojo ho ho. Moho ho ho.
That is very true.
I am Mojo Jojo.
I piss where I want. I do what the fuck I want.
No.
Okay, can I just correct though?
Sorry, Holly.
The only thing that Sabrina
Ouch.
follows to a T is the speed limit.
Yes. No, you go under the speed limit, girl. Oh my God.
I'm afraid of driving. I don't like driving. Okay.
Your turn next, Kristen.
Who was the oldest when they had their first kiss? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, 2 for me. And 3 for me. It's all me. Okay, so I'll tell how old I was. I was 16 or 17, I think.
I was 16.
Yeah. How old were you?
Are we counting kindergarten kisses? Because then
to
I
you.
was 5. If not, I was 13.
Okay, so it's still me then, like 16 or 17. I'm pretty sure I was 17 because I was a junior or senior in high school. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, we heard I was Presbyterian. We heard I wore Bermuda shorts.
Christy Miller greatly influenced my life.
Yeah.
Influenced my lips.
We drank wine in Catholicism.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is the most terrified of the dentist? 1, 2, 3. You were my second choice. That's so funny.
only 2.
I know, true.
Only 2 of us. What do you mean I was your
I could have pointed to myself, but I'm not afraid of the dentist.
Technically, I was your last choice.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. I thought you had shared before, Kristen, that you were afraid of the dentist. Is that true or no?
I was going to be a dental
Oh, that's
hygienist.
right. Oh my gosh. I knew that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Very little scares me. Very little.
Except chickens.
Okay.
Wait, Sabrina, are you afraid of the dentist?
I get stressed with any medical things, not because of the act itself, but the expenses of medicine.
Right. Yes, completely. Understand that.
Okay. Who would die first if they woke up naked in the middle of the Amazon?
All right.
Oh, yeah. 3, 2, 1. Let me explain why I picked Kristen.
Okay.
Because in our last episode, she literally said,
Oh, that's right.
she would just lay down and die. And that's the first step to dying.
Okay, but correction. I said I would let you guys eat me.
We're not going to eat you,
No
though.
one was going to fucking
No.
eat you. We are not the Lord of the Flies.
No.
No one is
Okay,
eating you.
but that's the only condition. Like, I have pretty good survival skills. I still pointed at myself, but
I pointed at myself.
Listen, I know the politically correct answer was to point at ourselves, but I'm going based on context clues. And Kristen specifically clearly said that she would die. So that's why I chose her.
Amazing.
For realness, though, I don't think you would die.
No.
I love you and we'd all survive together.
That's
Together.
right. We'd have fun. I think it's your turn, right, Kristen?
okay. Whose Google search history would you like to see the most? 1, 2, 3.
What?
I almost pointed to myself, but I know my Google history, so that doesn't make... I remember searching hiatal hernia a couple days ago.
That's why I pointed at you. You'd have weird shit.
I've been searching weird medical things because I had a terrible stomach bug this last couple days. That's funny.
Why do you guys want to see my search history? I delete it all.
I feel like it'd be fun though. I want to know what you're looking up. You found the Crap Brothers.
That's true. My search history probably... Actually, you know what? I'll read you some of today's.
Yeah, give some of today's.
Oh my god. Okay. Holy water eye drop meme. Philippians 4:13, because I saw it on a meme and I didn't know what it was. And it's all the things of I can do all things through Christ and strengthens me, which is funny because the guy was working out.
Oh my god.
Then I looked up his balsamic vinegar keto.
Yum.
Then, oh my God, yes, I'm so glad that we're talking about this. So I looked up the top 50 popular toys, and let's talk about why. Okay, I was on Instagram yesterday, and I saw the weirdest toy ever. It was a little infant creature, netherworld looking creature with an umbilical cord and a tooth. And I had a really bad migraine yesterday, so I was like, oh, this is a fever dream. This is a fever dream. And then I saw it again, but that one had leprosy. And when I was telling Chris about it, I was like, let me look for it. And I couldn't find it. So I have fucked up my Instagram feed and TikTok feed because I have so many searches now that look like newborn child toy with leprosy.
Wait, what is it? Did you ever find it?
Yes, and it's because I sent it to my friend Rachel. Shout out to you, Rachel. Now I'll know if you're listening to the podcast or not. I'm just kidding. She is. Right, Rachel?
Oh, no.
No, I sent it to Rachel, and she's a freaking, like, internet sleuth, and she found it within 5 minutes. Actually, here we were texting yesterday.
I'm so impressed with internet sleuths.
I know, she's so freaking good at this. This is all I sent her, and this is what she worked off of.
Okay, but speaking of Googling, I need to fucking talk about something really quickly. Earlier today, in my migraine-induced state, I was on Instagram, and not once but twice, I saw the same weird-ass fucking toy. And I should have screenshot it or sent it to somebody so that later on, when I thought that I had imagined it, I could prove to myself that I didn't imagine it. Bro, I can't find this fucking toy anywhere. And now my Google search history looks like a fucking FBI wanted list because I'm trying to go off of attributes. It was like this creature. I don't even remember what kind of animal it was. It might have been a monkey. I don't even know. And it had a fucking umbilical cord. I swear to God. Okay, like, that's what it looked like. And then one of them had, like, some kind of leprosy. And the toy was like that you clean it, and it was just fucking weird. And also the box was like a hospital. Like, you pull down the drawer part of it, and there's like, it looks like a newborn thing. And then the second one, like, you make it formula. It just was fucking just really weird. And you extract a tooth. The one that you take out the umbilical cord, they both had umbilical cords, but one of the videos, it took it out and it took out the tooth. And I don't know, it looked like a child's toy, and I don't know. That's all I remember. And Chris doesn't believe me. He thinks that, like, I must have been dreaming, but it was real, bro. It was fucking real. And I remember saying to myself, like, why is Instagram thinking I want to watch this? Like, what actions have I taken that Instagram thinks that this is the content I want? And I guess now it's decided it's not the content that I want. But then now my whole feed's going to be fucked up because I'm looking up toys and I'm typing things into Google like sick newborn child toy with umbilical cord and teeth pulling. Like, what the fuck? I'm going to be on a watch list because of this shit.
So that's all she had to work off of. And she immediately found it in 2 minutes. It's the neonate baby Nerly Nantasy baby. And it's the creepy.
That's so weird. It's like a almost, I don't know.
It's
Is it Japanese?
So creepy. No, it's American.
I couldn't tell from here.
She sent me like, and then I found the TikToks, and because they were also Instagram reels.
That's so weird.
This is it. See, that's the one with leprosy.
I think it's chicken pox.
Yeah, leprosy, chicken pox, same thing.
Very different.
Kristen's like, please, no.
Do you see how weird? Look, and his eyes are going to open like a demon.
Cold
Is
compress.
it supposed to be like taking care of it?
And see the umbilical cord? That's an umbilical cord. This is the exact video I saw on Instagram. Bro, she found it within minutes. Okay, that's the one with the leprosy. And then this is the placenta one, but I won't make you watch that. This is the tooth extraction one that freaked me out. And the umbilical cord.
That's so weird.
And then see, they're feeding the baby formula. It's so uncomfortable.
I don't trust any parent that buys this for their child.
No. Anyway, that's all you need to see. So that's your punishment for wanting to see my Google search history. Because that's what it is right now.
Who would survive the longest in a zombie apocalypse? A little different than being on a stranded island.
Okay.
You gotta be, yeah. So you ready?
Okay, closing our
All right.
eyes.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
I voted for myself this time.
I voted for Kristen because she knows how to shoot a gun.
That is true, but I know how to throw an axe now.
I was thinking the axe.
That's a good point.
I could throw an axe now. That's my chosen weapon.
But see, I would totally choose a gun over an axe during a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
They both have benefits because the axe, unless it breaks, can keep going. But the gun's going to be more lethal. And you get to hold on to the gun. You don't have to pull it out of something.
I can
Yeah,
also
true.
like engineer like a musket.
Nice.
Yeah. So you can get
Like
close up and
something
far
like-
away.
What a time.
All right. Last one? Or do you have an last one, Kristen?
Let's see how it goes.
Let's see.
Who will your great-grandchildren read about in school? 3,
Aw.
2, 1.
I cheated.
Oh, damn. You chose everyone?
You said you don't know.
You said no one? Everyone.
Oh,
I chose Holly. And that's
thank
because
you.
I think Holly is going to do some kind of grandiose thing within education that's going to shift special ed. I just feel it in my bones.
Thank you. I would love to. I don't know how, but it's a very broken system.
You're going to do something for our friends with intellectual developmental disabilities that's going to change the system and make it a more equitable thing. I just feel it in my bones.
Well, thank you. I'd like to. Yeah, for sure. I would love to. I will gladly hold that card. But I do agree, like, all three of us have wonderful things to bring into the world. Like, I think we'll all have things in our lives that can be read about and shared with our grandkids. You know?
Well, I don't want to sully how we've ended this off. So I'm not going to read.
Read it. Just read it.
Now I want to know what it is.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Whose real name would make the best porn star name?
Oh my God.
That's funny. Oh, I know mine. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Your name is Buck.
I know, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Exactly. I thought that's why you chose it, because you knew you would win.
Oh, no. I was thinking just like strictly first names.
Fuck it up.
I
Still
definitely
think
thought
Kristen
last name.
wins. I went with Buck too.
Yeah, it's great. That's hilarious.
Welcoming to the video. I almost said to the stage, but that's stripping. Yeah. You want to get buck wild tonight? It's
great, Kristen.
Kristen.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's so funny.
Okay, well,
Sabrina's the porn star name you
Yeah.
like.
no, just like it's a sexy name.
Oh.
Just like Sabrina.
One of my mom's acquaintances, not friend, came up to me. I'm 12 in the pool, and she comes up to me and she's like, I just want you to know I love the name Sabrina so much. In fact, when I was a stripper, that was my name.
I was 12.
So funny.
That's never
hilarious.
left me.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to, where do I even put that information?
Yeah, I'm sure. That's so funny. All right. Do we want to play the other game real quick?
Sure.
Do like a 10-minute round?
Sure.
We're playing on a weeknight tonight, guys. It's getting spicy. Weeknight game.
Who is so unpredictable, even they don't know what's next. 3, 2, 1. It's me.
I vote Sabrina hard on that one.
Yeah, it's me. I'm
All right, all the cards good?
I think so. I think so.
By the way, the card count was like 15 Sabrina, Holly 3, Kristen 1.
It was 6. Sabrina was not 15.
All right, Sabrina, do you want to explain this one?
Sure. So I got this for my husband and I when we went on a beach trip, and it's called Love Language. Better language for better love. And that makes it sound like we had problems. We didn't. I just thought it was a fun game online.
Yeah.
So it's cool because it has different categories and it's a total of 150 questions. And I think you're really supposed to probably play with your partner, but here we are anyway. And the
You guys are my partners.
There's a category that says family and friends and stuff on there.
well, it's about family and friends.
Oh.
You don't play with him. So it's whether you just started dating or have been married for 20 years, the love language has specifically designed to create powerful and fun conversations with the people you love. So
Well, I love you guys.
I
I love you
too.
guys.
So the
I love you guys.
I love you guys. Woohoo! Yippee!
Woohoo!
me, I'm Mario. I love you.
These are like good questions though to ask your partner. They're really positively stated and everything.
Who in your life do you wish you met sooner?
So my first instinct is to say my husband because I love him so much and wish, but I actually met him 4 years before we started dating. So we were friends. Yeah. Him and Jacob were roommates. That's how we met. And he was in the dorm all the time. So
Wow.
yeah. So we were friends before. So like, I feel like that's kind of not the right answer to the question. Okay. I'm going to get sentimental and I'm going to tell him I'm talking about him. I have a friend that I met my freshman year, first day of college ever, who helped me really break out of my shell and learn more about myself, I think, even more importantly than other people. And because of this person, I know Kristen. So, no.
It's Jason, right?
Yeah, it's Jason.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Jason. Kristen inconspicuously starts whispering an ex-boyfriend's name, like, what the fuck? And I'm like, it's Jason.
No, it's Jason. I love him. He's a great guy.
He makes a lot more sense.
Yes.
But I would not have met you had it not been for Tyrone.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. No, but I think Jason, he seriously was like one of the most different people I've ever met in my life. And I just happened to be the end of the girls' side of my dorm. And he was the start of the guys' side. And like, I have never learned so much from a person and been infuriated by a person in my entire life. And that's good. That was good for me. I needed someone to like knock me out of, not knock me out. That's good. Like to
Push you out of your
push me out of my boundaries. And that really helped. I mean, he's the first person that brought me to Waffle House. Like I'm talking like I needed someone really to like just do something crazy. We used to play this thing where we go outside, me and my roommate Hannah, shout out to Hannah, lifelong friend too, and Bryce. And there's so many people I can name from that first year. Jacob, we would run outside and do this thing called star jumping. And you would find a clearing on campus and you would look up and you'd find a star. And this was Jason's idea. And you would spin around and around and around in circles and try to keep your eye on the same star. And then eventually you'd end up falling down and we would laugh hysterically. Like not having any drinks, no nothing. Like it was just genuinely fun. It was so fun. So he'd be someone I'd want to meet earlier in my life.
That's awesome. How about you, Kristen?
Man, a person that I feel like I should have met sooner. I'm glad when I met you. I wish we had started hanging out sooner than when we did. And
Totally agree.
yeah. We met at a Galentine's Day event with one of our mutual friends, and we had a really good time, and I just thought the world of her. I was like, man, this girl, she is just spontaneous. She is lively, vivacious, but just also really down to earth, super cool, super nerdy. And I just was really vibing with you. And we said that we were going to hang out, and like we added each other on social media. And, you know, that was one kind of thing that we just didn't get another chance to meet. Although I really wish we had, but it just didn't happen. Like, I liked your posts, and I was like, oh, I guess this is one friendship that will be like, we like each other's posts. Mm-hmm. But then come around, we were both supposed to be in a wedding party, and our relationship got back together again. And it was really an amazing time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
Yeah. And I'm so thankful for it.
I know. It's crazy because we were almost, not friendships of convenience, but just kind of passerby friendships. We were like kind of on the highway waving to each other, but we didn't hang out. Mm-hmm. And I think it took that shared space, which is funny actually, because I secured my friendship with you through a bridesmaid, mm-hmm. and with Holly by being a bridesmaid.
Hey.
And those are the only 2 times I've been a bridesmaid. And one of those weddings I was not a bridesmaid. So that's all I got to say on that one. I agree. But then I don't know. See, because I'm the same way of like, should I say my spouse? But I think I met Chris at the perfect time. Like, I think high school was early enough for us, and we needed to be the people that we were in that specific time. Mm-hmm. Even though, man, senior year Sabrina needed growth, right? I think every senior year person needs growth. I know 25-year-old Sabrina needs growth, right? I mean, these are just snapshots of my life. It just happens to be that we're recording these, and these will be in the universe forever. But I'm sure if I listen to this 10 years from now, God willing that I'm still alive and some tragic accident hasn't happened and the zombies haven't taken over, that I'll think, man, I love myself, but I've grown since then. And that's what's hard for me with this question, because if we had started hanging out at that time, would I have been the person I needed to be to sustain this friendship? And I have to wonder that. Do you know what I mean? Because we're always different snapshots of ourselves, and we can grow together, but I don't know. I mean, I do wish that I would have followed up on that. We would have hung out. But when I think of this question, my automatic answer is no one, because I just feel like everything happens for a reason, maybe with that YOLO mentality. But I wish I could change the question, which I can't. I wish that I would have known my great-grandfather more, mm-hmm. because I only hear him in stories, because he died when I was 3. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he's known me since I was born, but I hear all of these stories about how much he cared about me and all of these things he did and what the kind of person he was. And I feel all of this guilt that I don't remember anything about him. And I know that's normal in life. And like recently with some family things that have happened, I've thought about my own children, and I've thought about, are they going to feel this way because of how much my own grandparents mean to me? If I don't have kids with an XYZ timeline, is it going to be the same for them? And the hard reality is it will. Mm-hmm. They'll only really know them through the stories and oral tradition that we pass on. But I wish there was something that I could do to better know him and that side of the family. And well, not the side of the family, but our older relatives and our ancestors in general, because I just can't believe so many people lived these rich lives and made choices that led to my existence. And that makes it sound bigger than what it is.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just crazy to me. And I never get to thank those people. I never get to look someone in the eyes that came before me and be able to say, thank you for making the sacrifices that you made, and thank you for living your life to the fullest so that I can do things that bring me joy. Mm-hmm. It's just really weird. So I don't know. That's my answer.
I think that's really like nice. That's a generational thought. You know, I love it. Yeah. I can pick one.
Okay.
This is a nice one. What is the first thing you think of when you hear the word home? All of us just smiled. Makes me happy. Kristen, we're literally in your home right now.
Yes, welcome to my home. For me, growing up, that was a really hard question to answer just because of the nature of my growing up. I moved around every 2 to 3 years overseas, and I always had a really hard time answering the question, where are you from? Where's home? And, you know, because my grandparents lived in Kansas and during the summers we would go see them, I would oftentimes say there, or I would be like, well, where I'm currently living is here. But now that I've settled and been somewhere a lot longer, I won't even say like really home is here. I feel like home is more like an emotional place with a group of people. Mm-hmm. And so like being with my family is home. Mm-hmm. You know, being with my husband, just enjoying each other, that's home. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily like a physical place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can vibe with that. I feel like it's hard to answer because in a lot of ways, Miami is home for me. But when I do the math, I've actually lived in North Carolina longer. So I usually will say I'm a Cuban girl at heart, but a Southern girl by marriage. Because in a lot of ways, I've had to adapt to the culture. But when I think of home, I think of 3 places. I think of my actual, like, the home I own and live in with my husband, with our 3 animals. And I think about playing video games together and making food together and laughing. Like, that to me is one side of home. Then I think of my parents' house where my younger brother is, and Archer and Luna. Those are their 2 beagles, and Archer is my baby. He might not live with me, but that's my baby. And then the third place I think about is my grandparents' house. I have a room there. There are times that I've stayed there for extended periods of times, not because anything bad happened, but just like especially in the summer, like when you can hang out with your grandparents, and that's like part of what your life is because you're a kid and your parents work. You know, it just all 3 of those ring so many happy memories in such different heart fulfilling ways that it's just home. And it's like you said, Kristen, it's not necessarily a place, it's like a feeling, and it's like a place of being in spiritually, mentally, physically,
emotionally,
all the things.
Yeah. And piggybacking off that, I mean, I'd agree completely. Although I didn't have as much of a grandparent experience as that. So I have to say mine is more centered around, like, Philip and I have lived in now 3 places together. And one of them was during, like, the pandemic and everything, where we felt kind of removed from lots of people, but actually closer to Sabrina, which was kind of cool. But I don't know. The first thing I think about is just, like, the feeling that you get when you've had dinner and you've all eaten together with whoever it is, whether it's just like me and Philip, or if it's me and my family at home or in Charlotte, or if it's, you know, sitting with people playing board games like right now. Like, home feels like sitting around a kitchen table and just talking. That vulnerability, but also that comfortability. I don't know. That's what home feels like to me. And that's what I want my home to be for my kids. Like, I want it to be every night sitting around the table and talking. Like, I remember my dad talked about, he grew up, and when he met my mom, he had a lot of things in his background that had happened in his family. And so his home was a lot different than my mom's home. And my mom's home was, you know, sitting around the table and talking after eating and, like, laughing and joking. And no one really got up from the table when dinner was done. Like, everybody wanted to sit around and talk. Her, my aunt, my grandparents, and both of those grandparents, one of them passed away when I was in high school, and then one passed away when I was, like, really, really young. But that idea of sitting around the table, he had never been accustomed to, and so he didn't understand it at first. And so it was like that feeling of home. That feels like home to me, is when you feel so comfortable around people that you don't want to stop talking to them. You know, that's home. That's totally home to me. That's it.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking forward to the most in the next year?
Ooh.
I really like that one.
I'd like to be so bold as to say I wanted maybe starting a family. Is that the right way to say it?
Yeah.
Maybe, right? Like, I've had some health concerns, so, things could change. Who knows what would happen? And I don't ever think I'll ever be able to plan anything. So it's like, regarding, my body and pregnancy. But, so maybe that'd be nice in the next year to start having a family.
And I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
I'll be thinking of you and sending good, not while you're trying.
I want, your light that you have.
So Holly and Philip, they're doing it.
Kristen has this light that changes colors that other people have the same light of. And she was joking earlier and trying to make me and Sabrina think that, like, she was trying to
We
read.
have secret messages.
Yeah, secret messages from somebody else. And apparently
It's emergency.
there's like one setting where it's like, don't bother me.
We really only have one color that you're not supposed to use,
okay.
and that's red.
That's emergency.
Like emergency.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Which you touched today on accident.
Well, accidentally. I don't think anyone was home. Also, it's not a really good system just because if no one's home, like I'm sorry, I can't help you.
No. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what are you looking forward to this year?
I am most looking forward to continuing to follow my passions. I'm gonna put more comedy stuff on the internet, and I'm hoping that will circle back positively for me. I'm gonna keep writing, and I'm gonna put positive energy to more creative pursuits this year. I'm manifesting that I'm the best Sabrina that I've been yet, both with my physical health, my mental health, my spiritual health, and just the overall vibe that I'm putting out there. I hope that I put positive energy around those that I'm around, and yeah, just good vibes.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. And for myself, I worked really hard to have a career change. I was in the medical field before going into cosmetology, and I pursued cosmetology because making people feel good about themselves and having that creative outlet is a passion of mine and is something that I have craved doing. And I feel like I'm in a career where I can combine all of my passions for people, for science, for art. And it really is just kind of like Hannah Montana, best of both worlds. But because I had that big career change, I am starting something new. And so I would be lying if I said I wish that this year I didn't advance and grow and move up to like the next level. And I'm working really hard at that. But also I too am kind of in the similar boat of Holly, where we would like to also start a family.
Mm-hmm. Starting a family.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think that would be great. Now, granted, however God decides to play this poker game of life with me and roll the dice, we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not to bounce off of everyone, but I feel like everyone had something really great to say. But just being the best version of you, and just we're all working on this creative outlet together. Mm-hmm. And I would love for this to also take off. Like, this is our baby that we've been working on. And yes, we're doing this for fun, but we would love for this to grow and for you guys to grow with us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, ladies, as we sign off, what is our prescription? Paging all doctors to the front.
Code blue.
Oh my gosh. No, code friendship.
Isn't it like code purple when someone wanders off?
Code yellow.
Code yellow.
I mean, they piss themselves.
YOLO?
Yellow. Not YOLO. Yellow roses are for friendship.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
My advice for this week is to set up a board game night, whether it's in person or it's a virtual game. I challenge you to get a group of people you'd like to know better, even if it's just one person and you guys play some of those Jackbox games together. I challenge you to do that. Oh Oh shit.
The mic
I am
just.
going to let Holly answer. This is the third time Holly has.
Mic dropping.
Mic drop. Mic drop. No, No, you're fine. It's funny. I think I would say to meet a friend through a friend. Try a friend through a friend hangout. Say to some friends, hey,
Try blending.
yeah, let's hang out with some of your friends. Or hey, what you doing this week? Can I join? Yeah, I don't know. Try a friend through a friend.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And for myself, I'd like to prescribe just general goal setting and holding yourself accountable to follow through with your goals, focusing more on short-term goals. So just trying different things and, branching out. But I do really like trying to meet other people's friends. Or, okay, here's the other side of that coin. Try sharing one of your friends with another friend.
There you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, try to merge those semicircles together.
Yeah.
You'll be the blended area.
Huh.
And
Hey,
then,
Kristen and Sabrina, you guys like Harrison. Come hang out. And Tori and Jorge.
yes, I will be there.
You son of a bitch, I'm in. You've been listening to Solving the Friendemic with your host, Sabrina.
Kristen.
And Holly.
Goodbye.
Havarti.
Bree Bree.
Welcome to the outtakes, bitches. Dear ones, please gather as I remind you, save as you go. Not just in video games, but also in life, because you too lose 45 minutes worth of magic.
Hey, I still like how Kristen's first response was, it wasn't me this time.
I know. So let's, Kristen's getting me more alcohol because I'm about to sob. That's where I'm at. All right, let's get started. Out to Kristen for the Sprite and the gin. Sugar-free Sprite and the gin is helping.
I'm sorry,
But
Sabrina.
alcoholism is not the answer.
We definitely won't end by 8. Is that okay? What you got to say about white Americans? I'm just kidding. I'm fully kidding. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. And
Havarti.
okay.
Yeah, we're a little bit more punchy this second round, seeing as we're an hour in.
And we've had a little bit more of the libations.
Is there 2 shots in this?
Yeah, girl. No, there's 3.
There's 3 shots?
God, this is my 9th shot tonight.
Sabrina's just gonna stay here.
And even if, oh, yeah,
You're
you got a lot to
sniffing.
say, Gabby?
You're sniffing in the mic.
Yeah. Tell him, Gabby. You tell him, girl.
Hey,
Dog's in the alcohol.
Gabby, no boost for you. Because we've already been a little raunchy, a little ranchy. Let's go ahead and put that dressing away.
Oh, you mean you don't want to know
I do want to know what's in there.
I mean,
what
we
3
can
things
peruse
make
this.
someone good in bed?
Wow.
No, we can peruse those off.
Okay.
mic.
Oh shit.
Can we
This would
please
be-
keep?
Hey, this would be really fun for
She's just very nosy. Okay.
Is it my turn? Bye.